Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. This is a daily for Bitcoin. We're gonna see what's going on and what happened yesterday, what we might expect today. So basically, I'm gonna start today on the 2 hours chart where we are looking at is this a bull run potential start of it, and with this massive bullish scenario, which is of course an impulse here where we have 1-2 and potential. Yesterday we saw extension of course here in a wave 5. However, this wave 5 has passed a lot of fib levels 1.618, which of course claiming a potential wave 3, and that because as well on the 4-hour chart we saw the volume here, the highest amount of volume for the green is of course in this wave exactly, which is your wave 3. And that means of course this extension right now has transformed the impulse from 1 2 3 4 5 from 1 2 3 4 5 to 1 2 1 2 and wave 3, and now 4 5 4 5 toward the upside to be unfolding for higher prices. I believe that even that you might get potentially today an extension, which it can still hit the 1.618, taken from the 1 to the 2 here, 3, 4, and a 5 can still be possible. So don't be, of course, surprised if this happens. And on the 1-hour chart or 15-minute chart, we see now kind of like 5 ways down, A, B, and a C. Can be, of course, another 3 ways up, and you're finishing here a little bit deeper correction in another impulse downward. Can be, of course, regular flat or a potential zigzag can be as well. Now, if this you're gonna consider it kind of like 5 ways, well, it can be, but I still don't really see it because a little bit the wave 4 is longer than wave 2, no diagonal, higher possibility to be here in 3 ways down, 3 ways up, 1 2 3 4 and a 5, and then start the move toward the upside again. Even if it went lower, don't get surprised. 118k might be very likely as well, that because of course you might be here potentially I would say a wave 2, yes, taken from the wave 2 as a wave 4, even can be between the 119k 118k, I would say. It can be of course an ABC hitting the 190k and moving for higher, or even a little bit deeper can be also very, very possible. So to be watched, of course, this blue box again in this area. Don't forget also for the bearish, in case we are bearish, we always take a look, of course, on both cases, guys, always. So in case we are bearish, you have to consider this is as a wave 1 or a wave A in a leading diagonal, followed by 3 waves up and 3 waves down. Of course, it looks impulsive, but yeah, you have to consider therefore WX and a Y somehow. And then moving upward here for wave C, meaning ABC in a wave 2 or a wave B. However, as you can see, based on this potential confirmation for higher, meaning you are very close to the 886 here, meaning if we take the fib levels taken from this wave 1, you can see we have passed the 0.786 and we're very, very close for the 886, which is in confluence with the 1.618, which I believe it can still be hit today, maybe sooner or later. And of course, with the 886, the probability for wave 2 is gone, meaning, of course, less probability for the bearish. Okay, we can keep the wave B as a potential regular flat, but very, very low possibility here. And that because of the daily price action, guys, and the daily possibilities, which we're gonna take a look at it right now. On the daily, we can see, of course, in our channeling first as a 1 2 3 4 and a 5. In case the wave 5 is not finished there, it can be, of course, extending here as a kind of like an ending a diagonal first. Yeah, so 1 2 3 4 and a 5. Now wave 4 can be also very shallow, can be a possibility, and definitely we're gonna see a potential higher prices. Another possibility, if we have topped here, even you still can get higher here and then moving toward the downside, meaning as an ABC, the wave C is a 1 2 3 4 and a 5 here, of course, in zigzags, where you would like to see a zigzag taking the all-time high for wave 3 4 and a 5. We're gonna see, of course, the labeling for it later on. And that means, of course, you're still in a bear market, but before moving downward, you're still, of course, looking for a little bit higher prices. We're gonna see the key level, of course, and which one it switch for a very bullish scenario, we're gonna see this. But in case, of course, we get higher and we exit this base channel, meaning, of course, you are very bullish, you might hit again the acceleration channel. The lower part of it, which it can hit above the 150, 160K, even in case we are very bullish. But for this one, we need a very clear signal. Of course, you know me on this channel, I walk step by step. We take the all-time high first and we see the key levels. If the key levels hit, therefore we claim that, of course, we're moving toward the upside. Currently, we cannot be moon boys right now until we get a signal, of course. So regarding also the channeling here, you see the correction channel. The blue channel has exited, of course, this channel, which is, of course, a signal of strength, a signal that we are moving for higher indecisively, which is very beautiful. And that means, of course, even a deep correction cannot now easily break or eliminate this bullish scenario, meaning 1-2 can be very comfortable here to open for higher impulse, of course, even exiting the base channel later on. And if this is only a 1-2, expect, of course, a wave 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 4 might hit, of course, the support here as the base channel. Wave 5 might be, of course, hitting, therefore, the acceleration channel. Again, very interesting price action for Bitcoin that it might unfold in the next weeks, months as well. So let's move to the labeling here. For the bullish, which I was talking about, as you can see, in case we are looking for an extended wave 5 in an ending diagonal, this might be your wave 4. Of course, it can be the 0.23 here, which is uncommon target normally for wave 4, but it can be very, very likely to happen, of course. And we might still be here in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And the wave 5 might still hit, of course, this area here. And I believe it can go a little bit even higher because your wave 4 was very, very shallow. And that means, of course, 160, 147 can be very likely for Bitcoin here to be, of course, toward the upside. And as you can see, you need a zigzag since you started already with zigzag here. If this is a zigzag wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, of course, as a zigzag, you're looking also for kind of like a zigzag, meaning A, B, and a C as well. You would like to see an impulse finished here, a wave B, and then another impulse toward the upside. Another possibility, as I mentioned, that you have topped for a wave 1, A, B, and a C toward the downside expanding flat. Your wave B expanding flat is not finished, A, B, and a C. The wave C is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now, key level, as I mentioned before, 126. If the price breaks above it, that means, of course, you are in a wave C of a wave B, right? And if you break above it, meaning, of course, elimination of this whole scenario as bearish, and you simply move very bullish, meaning very bullish, this one that we just mentioned, 160K, 150K, or even much higher when breaking this one, meaning, of course, you're moving in a wave 3. And that means you are in a potential here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then wave 3. 4, 5, 4, 5, very extended bull run again, I would say, for Bitcoin here towards 200K we're talking about. And of course, the channeling is one of the most important. Again, if we break the channel here and we continue toward the upside, of course, if we break these levels, I'm looking, of course, at least for the lower part of this acceleration channel to be hit, which it can reach, of course, the 200K over there for Bitcoin. Those are the possibilities, guys, on the daily and on the 2 hours chart. Let's see what's gonna happen today. Of course, I remind you today that you might see a little bit of lower prices. To be watched is this blue box. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.